Oh, these fucking taxes. Oh, these taxes.
Awesome. Come on, Rock! Or more, yeah, maybe I'm a dickhead.
No, but with that
More so,
right?
like a
It's all right to be a dickhead.
Politically a dickhead.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Tell 'em Steve Dave with me, BQ, with Walt. And Walt, you've set something special up for tonight. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but we've got some extra people here. Don't tune out, it's not get 'em. Please stay.
Well, for the last episode of 2015, I imagine, right? Almost impossible to bring another one in after this. Squeeze another one in, right?
Sure.
I doubt it. Yeah, today's what, the 28th?
Yeah. It was in the
this is
first
the
on
last-
Friday, right?
Yeah.
So this is
This
it,
is the
yeah.
last episode of 2015.
Yeah.
Or the first episode of 2016, guessing
Depending
when
on what Declan,
Yeah.
how Declan quickly gets this up. Yeah.
Either way, it's special.
I'm depressed.
I don't know. That's what I say.
Is he? Oh, probably.
I was going to ask you if you wanted to like somehow put it in the front or put it at the end in case it sucks. We can lop it off. You know, the special
The special thing?
the game or whatever. I wouldn't call it.
People are going to have to suffer through it. Fuck 'em.
All right, you're getting right into it. Then.
Let's.
I was going to say I heard Q before you got here. He saw Star Wars for the second time since we last met.
Yeah.
You did. No wonder you were down in NyQuil.
I never even drank NyQuil.
You said that you would never go see it again.
My mother wanted to go. The only person that could get me to go was my mother on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
She was like, I want to see it, and your father doesn't want to go. So it was either send my mother off to a movie theater by herself or...
Suffer through it again.
Yeah, and I knew I'd make her suffer through my snorts and critiques. But I am much more enjoyable the second time.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you? Is this some sort of PR campaign to?
No, I still don't like the
This is
backstory.
some sort of reverse.
No, not at all. I stand by all my statements.
What in the second viewing made it more palatable?
Well, I just knew that I was just so miserable. Like I wasn't sitting there with a sinking feeling in my stomach as all my beloved characters were dragged through the mud, face pushed into shit. Like I already knew it was going to happen, so I was kind of more palatable. I did pick up on something that I missed the last time.
What's that?
That's actually
When
probably
you had
last
your
20 minutes.
When you had your out of body experience.
there's a line when Han Solo first enters a picture where they ask him if he knows Luke Skywalker. They say, "You knew Luke Skywalker," and he goes, "I knew." There is I paid attention to his face, and it seems like he really hates Luke Skywalker. Like
He let his son turn into Kit.
Yeah, but I didn't pick up on that. So now, on top of everything else, they also hate each other. So I was like,
oh, it's Kylo Ren.
Ren.
Sorry.
yeah.
Kid Frisco?
What I call him? Kit Fisto.
Fisto.
He was a Star Wars character, wasn't
He
he?
was. He's got one of them, right? about 5 movies ago, but
They say, Sunday Jeff, it's made $1 billion
Crazy.
in 12 days.
Just at the movies?
Worldwide.
Yeah.
How
It
about-
hasn't
at the
opened in
theater?
China yet. And China's the second biggest market.
China's probably took
As
it
soon as
already.
you change
Didn't
your
they already,
poster,
they
we'll
already
watch
watched it already for free, didn't they?
Yeah, right.
no need to watch it.
China is the second biggest movie market in the world. I'm hoping it blows Avatar out of the #1 movie spot because I fucking hated
You
Avatar.
hate Avatar too?
I found it unwatchable.
I never saw Avatar, and the reason was because you told me that you went and Debbie, your wife, got sick. She was
There's a lot of blue.
yeah, and I just there was just nothing about it that made me say I want to see it.
It wasn't a bad movie. I didn't think it was a bad movie at
But
all.
It wasn't. It
So
was. It
boring.
certainly didn't belong. You never would have thought you would ever say this sentence Avatar is the #1 movie in the entire history of film.
Like Titanic makes sense.
Not even.
Not really.
Really?
Yeah,
With
no.
all the
Titanic was
the,
a piece of
but
shit.
you see
Oh no!
Well,
I mean, it's a
Titanic
piece of
was
shit,
in the theater?
but the romance with all the little girls going back. And
Yeah, I
back and,
guess.
that's really what made
It
the
actually
money
did
for that
terrible, though,
movie.
in the beginning, Titanic. It was in the theater for so long.
So bad, that movie.
All right.
$1 billion. Well, it's going to
How much
displace
domestic?
Avatar, you think?
I hope so.
How much Avatar's like 760.
545. And
Still got to go 760 million, I think, is Avatar.
it seems like it'll do it because people are going. Even people who don't like it are going back so, to snorting and chuff.
Yeah. Again, I whatever.
Sucks so hard.
Did you complain to your mom, or did you just kind of like let her, give her own opinion? After,
I gave it. She mocked me when I gave her my opinion.
Oh yeah,
like most of the world. And I said, "Fine,
put your
Mom."
BB-8 tampon in, son.
I said, I said to her, I go, "All right, Mom."
Only a movie.
She didn't get that. It would have been something if she did. I'll give you that. No, I said, "All right, Ma." I said, "All right." So now I'm arguing with my mother. I said, "At 72 years old, you're taken out of retirement, put back of work at the bank. Dad divorces you. I become
Is that on?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, you're back at the bank doing a job you hated. I was like, Dad divorces you. I steal your car. Someone steals your car, and I become the next Hitler. I was like, is that a good life for you? Because that's what happened to Han Solo, Ma.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah, and then she was like, well, if you think of it that way, she goes, it's pretty bad. I was like, of course it's bad. It's fucking horrible.
I'm so glad I'm seeing it for the first time tomorrow.
You'll enjoy
Spoilers.
Yeah.
Just go with Q story. You'll enjoy
But
it
then
better.
my mother had a good point. She's like, why is everybody looking for for Luke Skywalker if he's such a fuck up? She's like, he's messed up literally everything and then ran to hide. Why is everybody looking for him? Like, what is he going to change in the war if he's just a fuck up?
Because he doesn't fuck up anything else. That's why he's
Well,
hiding.
do they think like, well, he has the potential?
He's like 80. Like, when's he going to fucking realize this potential after fucking up his entire life?
Yeah.
He's
I'm
got
48 and I've realized it already. So fucking Luke should be able to figure out. He's got the Force on his side.
He's got to take the universe's last hope and only hope, Rey, and really make sure he gets it right this time. That's what he's.
Well, I mean, she's already good at everything automatically. So what does she need him for, right?
Yeah, I
that way.
The Force, what's that? Let me just use this Jedi mind trick over here.
Again, though, I did like. I reinforced even more how much I like the new characters. They're really enjoyable to watch. So
you'll see 8?
Good. And then I was like at the end. Oh, I'll definitely see. But I'll see every Star Wars movie they make. But then like at the end when she's walking up those steps, like at the very end, I was like, God, no wonder why they needed young people in this movie. Because just looking at those fucking steps made me exhausted. Man, nice ass shot of Rey going up the steps. So I was like, that's all right.
Yeah,
That was
there you
enough.
go, Q.
That was enough for me.
Okay.
Check out the caboose, Ma.
The Force is with her caboose.
All right. So you want to get into it then?
Yeah, I'm just looking up something real fast. The total, now we're talking gross domestic here. Sunday Jeff. Let's see. The first one made about $775 million. And that would have been $1977, right? So you're talking like, let's see. So almost $3 billion.
Domestically or worldwide?
I guess that would be worldwide.
The first one?
The first one.
The original. Is that counting all the re-releases and shit like that?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know.
It's gotta be.
Even if it is $3 billion. God, that fucking.
And there weren't that many.
I got to think up a Star Wars or something, man.
There weren't that many screens as there are today because a lot of those places weren't developed. A lot of cities weren't developed.
When I went to look for the schedule for Hateful Eight, which is now playing in the New Jersey suburbs, like it was on in Hazlitt. I mean, Eatontown, dude. How many screens? Like 75% of the screens.
Oh, Star Wars?
Yeah, and then it's all these like a couple other movies that it's like Krampus, one showing, Mockingjay, one showing, like everything else is Star Wars.
That was only on Christmas, though, right? He only released it on Cherry Hills is the closest theater that has it.
Hateful Eight?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go see it. What, are you going Friday? I was going to go see it with Troy.
Where? Manhattan?
Yeah.
When? What day?
I don't know. We're supposed to go tomorrow, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I can't go tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe we can do it Friday, though. I'll ask him. Yeah.
That's it. Remember that line in did you watch Arrested Development? Well,
I did years ago.
Lucille has a great line where she like hands Ann Young a $5 bill. It's like, here's $5. Go see a Star War.
Go see a Star Wars.
That's so fucking funny. That shit.
I'm young.
All right, sorry, we're babbling.
All right. So, I got a new segment, a new game. I don't know if it's going to be anything, but I figured to give it a shot. The name of the game, Sunday Jeff and Chris, is Extreme SJW. And there's maybe some people listening, Bri, who don't know what the acronym SJW is. You want to?
Single Jewish male.
I can see by the vein in your forehead when you heard the acronym SJW that you would love to explain what it is.
I'm leaping at single Jewish male.
No, I thought the real
SJM.
SJM?
No, SJW.
Oh, SJW is single Jewish woman.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not.
Social justice warrior.
I should have known that. It's right across from me. Yes. I'm sorry.
What?
You're all right over there?
I didn't know that was an acronym. Well, isn't an acronym actually something that spells out something? It's not just initials.
Don't try and deflect. How do you not know what that is?
I didn't know.
I didn't know
honestly
either.
didn't know. You didn't know either?
I didn't know either.
And you are one. So.
And I am one.
That's Chris Lodondo, everyone. Ghost pussy.
What's a well, all right, so
or social justice.
I would have thought you would have been all over this. Whenever I would see this acronym in a lot of news stories lately, and every time I'd see it, I wouldn't think social justice warrior. Every time I saw it, I saw Sunday Jeff. So that's what I would.
What
and
news
then you
outlets?
just dropped the W.
what news outlets use
Sunday
social
Jeff is wonderful.
I'm a news junkie. I've never seen social.
Yeah,
justice
I've never
warriors.
seen
I've
it
never
either.
seen it either.
Really? It's
Never
fucking
heard it.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
You're a news.
Well, you know, I
Big time.
I always call social justice warrior. I always call them white knights. You know, I don't really. I've heard the term social justice warrior, but I didn't know it was that popular. I really wasn't aware.
No.
Yeah, I don't look at the news that much.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not a news junkie.
Type in
I'm
like
just
annoying pusshole
the other
into the
kind of
into the Google. It'll come right up.
the Google. The Google. Let's see. SJW. Let's see what comes up.
My Facebook.
Urban Dictionary, social justice warrior. You know what? Let's. Already, I'm agreeing with the definition. A pejorative term for an individual who repeatedly and vehemently engages in arguments or on social justice on the internet, often in a shallow and not well thought out way, for the purpose of raising their own personal reputation. The social justice warrior, or SJW, does not necessarily strongly believe in what they say or even care about the groups they're fighting.
That's the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah. Hold on a second. So once again, you tricked me, Walt.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. How did I trick you?
Well, with ghost pussy is not a real definition of who I am, right?
And I didn't.
Oh no, you didn't know. And now social justice warrior, I was proud of this thing, and now it's social justice warrior is somebody that.
I'm to believe that you didn't look it up before you got here.
I honestly, I did not.
But he's wearing a shirt.
I'm wearing the shirt. Because when you told me what it was, I went with your definition of
That's the Urban Dictionary.
Okay.
For people who want to slag it.
The real dictionary, Webster, it doesn't say that, I guarantee.
Well, give us a real definition of not the one that's biased like the Urban.
I'm going to burn the shirt.
Okay.
It's $25, this fucking thing.
No, wear it inside out. Give it to get him.
Well, I'll take out SJW. I'll put in social justice warrior. Urban Dictionary is the first thing that comes up. Say rational wiki. Will we accept that? There is no Webster's, but
social justice warrior is it's an
snarl word used primarily by right wingers on the internet to describe liberals, progressive, feminists, and supporters of political correctness.
Okay.
The term is used to insinuate pretense and to label opponents as disingenuous people engaging in social justice arguments to raise their personal reputation. So it seems there's an agreement.
There's a little bit. I got a little bit of agreement.
Well, I'll be fair though to Chris though. When I came up with the concept,
Oxford Dictionary,
okay.
A person who expresses or promotes socially progressive views.
That's me.
Is that you?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you fit the definition of what
the Urban Dictionary one.
Yeah,
no,
obviously, but I think I would have to think out of anybody in the Tell 'em Steve Dave family. Mm-hmm. I didn't know anybody else who might until I looked at your Twitter feed and I saw some of the things you were tweeting. I was like, this guy might be one, maybe the closest we have to it.
You didn't think I may?
You may have been in the beginning of the show. I think you become very conservative as you got older.
You know what? I have to agree. In the past 5-6 years, I've started to think about my leanings, and I'm like, I think I'm more conservative
I'm
now.
a dick.
Far more. Yeah, maybe I'm a dickhead.
No, but that's
more so.
right?
Like a
It's all right to be a dickhead
politically. politically a dickhead. Yeah, I do think that I like. I mean, if it's like
there's been I guess some white might say a progression, but
I've noticed that.
You've seen
I've definitely seen as a listener of this show from the
Really?
beginning. He would be more on the side to argue on the liberal side early on. To now, it's just it's like is this a Donald Trump supporter?
Does this affect how you listen, or does it affect how if you enjoy it?
Not at all. Not at all.
You're probably not a social justice
well,
warrior.
like there's conservative
personal reputation.
like there's conservative comedians that put it out there politically what their politics are, and they're conservative. I like them. Like a Nick DiPaolo is a conservative. Dennis Miller, I can enjoy this stuff.
Yeah, let me say Brian Johnson is not conservative. Really, can guys get married? Do you give a fuck?
Oh no, not at all.
Right, that's what I mean. Like, I can go down the checklist of things that liberals want, and you basically want the same thing. It's just horrible the way that they express it. They're driving people away by the way they express it.
Progressive people drive away. It's like anybody who, and I remember you saying this a long time ago, Walt. It was about, I think it might have been about PETA, but it was like, how do you get anyone to agree with your cause when you're acting so insane all the time, And, PETA, wrapping themselves up in clear plastic and the styrofoam like they're pieces of meat, and, like the lengths that they go to. It makes you not take them seriously. And when people, when the girl at Rutgers pulled that shit, it's like, all right, well, I'm not going to take you seriously. The safe spaces, the pussy ass bullshit, like all that stuff. As a guy who leaned liberally, it definitely drives you away because you're just like, these people are all a bunch of bitches, man. Like they just complain constantly. Not even a bitch, like a woman, just like,
like a female dog.
Yeah, like whiners. Yeah, just like whiny ass fucking little dildos. Recycled dildo. I'm thinking about that as the name of my new metal band.
That's not bad.
See, he also likes recycling too.
That's right.
So
he's more
all that.
Yeah,
I remember back in the day, he would watch me from a distance as I fought off bees to recycle cans.
Also, lawsuit, Chris. How do you feel about like just the white man being like the boogeyman these days, and it's you agree that anybody could take shots at the white man these days, right?
Yes.
Like, how do you feel? Like, how do you reconcile that with the fact that, like, I'm not your fucking boogeyman. That's garbage.
Do you say hashtag not all men?
No.
Like, how do you deal with that? Because to me, that's where I start disconnecting. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Like, I'm not the bad guy, and I'm not going to be. I'm not going to be made the bad guy. Mm-hmm. Like, that's garbage. Like, and being a male and this toxic masculinity shit that we talked about offline the other day, it's like, fuck you. Like, I'm not going to be your bad guy for that either. Well, it's like, fuck off.
What you need to do is look at systems of power, institutions, and see who are at the top of those and what they look like. What do they look like?
Black?
No, they're not. They're
one of them are
white. They're white. I mean, a lot of it's starting to change. It's starting to change. More women CEO are starting to come in, whatever. But for a long
fucked up
time,
Yahoo.
Yeah, but doesn't that mean that everything that's successful and has been built so far in the United States, can't you say, look at the people up top? And
white men built the country.
Yeah. So like, what are you doing?
Wait, hold on. Let me
on the backs of
yes. The machinery being oiled with the blood of
absolutely
all the minorities.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like white men, like they laid out the foundation plan and for the way this country would come to be. Good and bad.
Yeah, borrowed though a lot of, like even the Constitution of the United States before there were before Europe came here, there were millions of Native Americans here, and a lot of things that actually borrowed from their culture are injected into the U.S. Constitution. So even the idea of this, like the Senate and things like that, are all borrowed things. I mean, if you look,
but so what?
No, that's fine. It's just to acknowledge that as this is something that is more. There was more pluralism when it was designed, and it was totally just wiped aside. Like, no, you are. It's all about being white. Conceptualizing the idea of God, and the only people that can do that are white European people.
Are you trying to take my guns away?
Well, there were people here before the Indians too. Isn't that a fact? Like the Indians came over from like Russia and Alaska and shit and wiped out people too.
Sure.
So what the fuck?
Who were they?
So
Who were those guys
I
that got
forget the
wiped
name
out?
of them, but they were like people here before.
Ultimate suckers, man.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's like how the fuck am I supposed to cry for the Indians getting wiped out when they did the same shit to other
Cry
people?
for the Indians. Yeah, a little metal there.
It's like how am I supposed? That's what I'm saying. Like if you go back far enough, everybody's a fucking dickhead, and just because we're currently the dickheads on top, I'm supposed to cry all day about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you think with thousands of years in between, you think we've evolved into being better people.
We have.
We have, though.
Absolutely.
We definitely have.
Absolutely. And like when people say, "Oh, the world now is so fucked up with terrorism, this and that," I think it's pretty much the same type of climate over the years. It's just the vessels that bring us to these places that we hear about these things just got faster, with internet and things like that. So we're still killing people over gold. We're still killing people over the idea of a god.
Black gold.
You mean oil?
Yeah.
Cement palms, black gold.
So, I mean, when Walt,
Who's really killing people over gold though? I mean,
money.
yellow
The idea
gold.
of money. No, the idea of money.
Or like say diamond mines,
Yeah, Diamond
yeah,
Mines
shit
still
like
going.
that. But like when Walt, when he texted me for this show, it's like, how liberal are you? And I guess the definition of what a liberal is, because I had told him, well, I have a master's degree in liberal studies, but like the first day of class, they tell you.
How long would you last in that class, kid?
I mean, 10 years ago, I probably would have done well in the class. It's the climate today that I probably would not.
Well,
do
this
well
was post 9/11 when I was in that class. So I was somebody that experienced 9/11. I was there. I was in One World Financial Center across the street. So I was going in.
Why were you there?
I was working in finance and brokerage.
So you don't look like somebody who's ahead of everything. You are ahead of something.
No, I wasn't ahead of anything. I worked in brokerage for a couple of
He
years.
happened to be in.
Yeah, worked there. I figured give it a shot, and
You were up so high that you were given a little heads up, get out of the tower.
well, the debris that crashed up against my window. Actually, I was saying that when the second plane hit.
So you saw it hit?
Yeah, second one. The first one, the debris crashed up against the window, and I was like, what the hell was that? But that inspired me to go back to school. So after that experience, I was not so liberal.
From the ashes of 9/11, a liberal arts degree.
Well, I changed my whole life around.
Yeah, why?
As that second tower fell, he's like, SJW.
But why liberal arts?
Well, I had a bachelor's degree in sociology, and a lot of the professors that taught in that program also taught in this master's program. And I knew I wanted to change everything about my life after that. I wanted to go back to school and get out of Wall Street. I figured I'd give it a shot because my father was successful at it, not for me. And when you have a sociology,
Successful at what?
Wall Street.
Oh, okay.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second?
go right
How
ahead.
weird is it that Sal Volcano used to?
Yeah, he worked
in
at my dad's
finance.
company, actually.
Yeah, like
Yeah, he was at
Prudential. He worked at my dad's company.
I remember having a conversation with him and saying, like, he was just like, I don't know, I just don't want to do it. I want to go into comedy. And I said to him,
Don't.
Yeah. I was like, what are you, crazy? You'll fail. No, we were down at fucking Club 46 in Highlands, and I said, Jesus, dude. I was like, why is this even a question? I was like, of course you should.
Yeah.
You know? And
So
then he did.
not for you?
I don't think that. but yeah, to me it was a no-brainer because I didn't know what he did. I wasn't aware that he was in finance, but it seems so not
So
Sal,
he was a
you
suit
know?
and tie, go to
Yeah.
work.
He was, but if you spend any time talking to Sal about
he ran the parties.
yeah, he was like he was Sal Volcano in an office. Like it wasn't like
He's like, I was the best.
actually a position where
no,
he did something
but
like
he was the guy. Yeah,
But like
he
his
did bullshit and like
Yeah,
fucking.
he wasn't doing what I was doing.
What were you doing?
I was settling international trades, which is like so boring. But it was real Wall Street stuff, stocks and bonds, and
We got to get that gold.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, setting up offshore accounts in Bermuda to hide taxes and things like that. Yeah, something like Quinn would like.
Maybe we should do
That's what
that,
I
man.
need now. I think that I agree with most of your politics. Actually,
Okay.
I just can't take being labeled the boogeyman of the United States. I don't want it. I reject it.
Well,
Especially when I make so many people laugh and bring so much joy. I
yeah.
know.
when
Should be tax exempt for that, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh, these fucking taxes. Oh, these taxes.
Awesome.
And now it's any listeners tell them
You've heard, like you've listened. Right? I mean, what is that? What does that do? Does that kill you a little bit inside?
Well, I
Did you hear him say
know
that?
when before the fame, so I don't feel bad for him at all. When he's paying high taxes, that means that he's doing very well. I'm sorry.
No, I disagree. You get ahead in the world. You fucking work hard. You make some money. And the government's like, give me half.
No, half.
Give me half. Don't tell
Give me
no.
more. Is it half?
It's fucking half.
That means you're doing very well.
But I'm not doing well when there's fucking hands in my pocket.
Well, and it's not only the government. It's like, okay, let's say that
They're
you
taking
make
a house out of me
you
this
make
year.
$1, right? Now, immediately the government's like, all right, 50 cents is ours. Now you got your manager.
Yeah.
Now you have your agent.
Yes.
Now you have this, that, and
then
then all the
everything
little taxes that you don't consider
I
taxes
totally
like
understand.
And then when I spend the money,
all
they
this other
tax it
shit.
at 8%. It's fucking insane.
There's a solution to that. Go back to the fire department.
What? They're still taking my money. I'm not going to go back there. I'm still going to be taking my money. I'll never have my eye off this now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
but
stole your
but
house.
who gave you that money, though?
What do you mean?
Who provided that
Nobody
money for you?
gave it to me.
Well, I know.
worked
But who,
for that
but
fucking money.
Who paid that salary? Who
People of
supplied
the United
money?
States, not the government.
Well, their taxes.
Yeah, what for fire department
that's
job?
not true.
Yeah, it's a
Is that
government
true?
job.
Am I paying for IJ through my taxes?
No.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. But fine. But listen, they fucking take a whack out of your taxes then too. It's too much.
And it's not like firemen are rich. It's not like they get paid an assload of money.
Well,
Not for the
first of all,
risk
it's a
that's
very
involved.
no, it's a very risky job. Firemen, they deserve more money than what they get.
Why does he? But like you said, you don't feel sorry for him.
But he's successful. All his dreams of coming true. Because
listen-
sitting with Sal,
So his dream
and,
is to keep all his money.
my dreams are.
sitting with him and Sal at a bar a couple of years before they got successful, like a couple of times a week, and helping them with make sketch videos and seeing it happen is amazing. It's beautiful. It gives me hope in life, as it does other people. So you got what you wanted in a sense, right?
Is there any way you can celebrate Puerto Ricans in this sketch?
Listen, but you're not talking. You're talking two different things. You're not talking a financial thing. You're talking about like you're not talking about money. You're talking about a government that reaches in that looks at how much you make, reaches into your pocket and takes out depending on.
And then spends however the fuck they
However
want,
they want.
In ways that you would definitely don't agree with.
How you can and you can change that as a
voting for
citizen
Trump,
by
2016.
voting for whoever.
That ain't gonna
By
change
voting, by voting,
They can take more.
not just for president, but vote for your. All politics is local. So voting for Congress, Senate, vote for those people. Those are people that hold the purse strings.
Did you have this shirt made for him?
No, I did.
Oh, you made
$25.
it?
I'm going to try to get my money back.
I don't have anything against taxes. I just have something against a government that opens your books, looks in your personal finances, says you make this much money, so we're taking this much. That to me is a fucking.
That's not how it
crazy.
started out, right?
No, and when did they vote for income tax? Like it was like a weird. It's
in the
crazy.
Constitution, I believe.
Taxes are fine; they're necessary.
So
I get
since
it.
the 1700s, since the beginning of the country, but
It's
how?
just insane.
I'm not 100%.
I read the other day that I don't think it's in the Constitution. It might actually be in the Constitution, but Thomas Jefferson sort of pushed for every 20 years that the American public sort of like get together and see if they need to oust the current government heads.
That's probably a possibility. Yeah.
Could you imagine that now? Like now, you
Right.
boom, terrorist, you go to jail.
Well, because the federal government, most governments are now bought by, corporations.
Yeah.
So people that make a lot of money, so you want to make sure
I
that
don't make a lot of money.
know
This
what
is
I mean.
what I'm saying.
Special interest
You
queue.
haven't brought a congressman yet?
What's up?
Have you been able to buy a
You buy
congressman yet?
anybody?
I can barely afford the tolls to get out here. I'm cash poor.
We have the a New Jersey senator in our back. If he's still a senator, in our back pocket. I met him at a comedy show, and he was a Tell Him Steve Dave fan.
I got nothing.
What now? When you want to change your life,
Yes.
you want
It
to
was
do
a bad
something.
time.
You want to do something different.
Yeah.
You wanted to make a difference, or just make a difference in your own life.
I always wanted to help people. Always. Like somehow from when I was younger, whether it be working in entertainment, whether it be something in education. So I lean more towards education, working in education.
That's a stretch, isn't it?
Yeah,
What,
I
helping
think education a little bit.
Is that,
Well, you could. I mean, if
making people like entertaining people.
you could also
help.
donate your time,
I've done
your
that.
money, and everything.
Yeah, I've done
else.
that.
But okay, so how you get this degree?
Yeah.
What did you?
What did I
want
do?
to do with it? What have you done?
I knew
what
I
you
want.
to do with
I
it?
knew I wanted to. I had to get out where I was going because I almost died. Doing something that I hated, and the only way to do that was to make some kind of change. I got to go back to school. I got to get a graduate degree. I want to do something in education. I have no idea what I want to do. I don't know anything. I have no connections to that field. So while I was in graduate school, I made connections and eventually made the transition into working in a college on the administrative side. And there's a whole world of careers on that. So I've been doing that ever since.
So you.
Well, I was an adjunct professor. I taught
You're a professor?
I was 10 years ago, 11 years ago. I taught like a
Fucking
Professor and Mary.
Professor. I mean, that's way better. That's way cooler.
Well,
than
it
Ghost
was.
Pussy.
Well, thank you.
Well, that's how he became Ghost Pussy because he didn't want to get busted.
Well, I still work at that same place. No, because I work for the City University of New York, so I'm a state
Professor
employee.
Lefty.
That's the whole CUNY system.
Everybody,
that's JW.
It's just one of many professions.
Yes.
It's a faceless.
So I did that part time, and I was also an academic advisor, and then eventually I made it to I work in admissions. So I recruit people to come to school. Whether it be high school
Is
students.
it rewarding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Also around that time, I met these guys, Sal and Quinn, and I always wanted to do filmmaking when I was younger. That was my dream, was working filmmaking. And then Sal told me about the Tenderloins. I said, hey, if you ever need any help, let me know. I used to work in a studio when I graduated high school. I actually dropped out of college for like 2 years to work in television and film. Let me know. And that was that was after 9/11. It was a bad time for me. And, they kind of like helped me get out of that. So
You pointed him towards college.
Well, no, not college. Just
I
being
just remember us drinking a lot.
Yeah.
we used to go to the clown prison 3 nights a week and just get
Whatever happened
wrecked.
to that bar? Is it still
Still there. It's a different owners now.
Different owners. It's
Doesn't
not
look
the
like a
same.
clown.
No, it's been painted over a million times since then.
All right.
But anyway,
So you're the guy that we tagged. Now in my head, the social justice warrior will if this proves successful or people like it, we'll bring a different social justice warrior in to battle Sunday Jeff Warrior.
Okay. So we could be a team of like Avengers of social justice warriors. Like there'll be more. There won't just be me. There'll be other contestants.
Maybe I would find a topic that would be more towards a different social justice warrior. I don't know, but that's
Sunday Jeff Warrior versus Social Justice Warrior.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to. That's just working on the SJW.
Yeah,
That's really all it was. All right, so and the debate is.
Somebody sent a meme. It's a picture of Walt that says, "I'm the most normal person in this room. I've never eaten a sandwich."
I didn't realize it was all based upon what you ate.
Being normal?
Yeah.
I don't think
Or what
all
you
of it,
haven't
but
eaten.
maybe some of it.
No, it's
I
not.
think there's pretty much, basically had that every day for lunch when you were a child, somewhere down the line, I would think. Obviously.
Well, it's abnormal
not you.
when you see, it's rare, but you hear stories. It's like, she would only eat chicken McNuggets 3 times a day for fucking like 7 years.
Yeah,
and then people are like, well, I wonder why she's dying.
All right, so the gameplay cue.
Yes.
It's based upon a boxing match where we have 3 rounds, a minute each, where each fighter lays out his views on a social justice warrior news story in an effort to lay out his opponent as well. So you're trying to win the debate in the 3 rounds at a minute each, and each fighter will get a corner man. So Sunday Jeff, your corner man will be Brian.
My Mickey.
And Social Justice Warriors corner man will be Q, because you've gone on record as saying that you were the most liberal guy of Tell 'em Steve Dave, you thought.
I don't know about
Sure.
Right, so I figured that you had to.
I don't know about that.
Listen, I don't know.
How about Tell 'em Steve Dave?
I'm kidding.
I mean, I would think so.
This whole tax thing is really like
The tax
you give me
thing,
that.
that's some points
buddy.
for that.
That's a good thing though.
What
I'm
makes
happy.
Q more liberal than me, though? Like, let's. How am I more conservative leaning? Just because
Chris should
the Lord is
answer
God.
Yeah, I'm trying to think because at some points I'm like, did he just say that? Like 7 weeks like,
You never know if I'm fucking around. Though. That's the other thing.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I think you more align with Sunday Jeff, his views than I think Q will. No? Yes?
Stop
talking to me?
Yeah, of course. Stop tweeting,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Will I be in line with Sunday Jeff's views more than Q's?
Well, you maybe more, I don't know.
Just go with it.
He's going to need some help.
Yes, I will. Yes. I'm your corner man.
So each corner man has a lot of responsibility.
All right.
He has to build up his fighter with confidence. He has to offer on-the-fly strategy and information in an effort to help his fighter win. And he also has to have the responsibility to throw in the towel if his fighter is being destroyed and embarrassed in the ring of words.
Wow. We're going Creed style. Don't worry about it. No talent.
We will eavesdrop in between each round in each corner to hear how you build up your fighter.
Right.
And, also, tell him where he's getting fucking slaughtered. You got to, sometimes the truth is what, they need to hear.
That's going to sting worse than the jabs he's getting.
So like I said, the fight will be scored by the listeners. After they listen to this episode, so they can go to tesdtown.com and vote for who they think won the bout.
What's the grand prize here? Anything?
I don't think. I think it's just a crown of pride.
I can sure use that.
Or a belt,
bragging rights.
A belt of.
I'm sure I'll go
bravado.
around like, hey, it's pride.
All right.
So let's introduce our combatants. In this corner, hailing from Ocean County, a man who has worked Sundays at the stash for over 15 years, the bruiser from Bricktown, the pontificating pugilist, the Darth debater, the fluttering orator of pain, Sunday Jeff.
Ooh. Come on, boy. Come on.
Now,
My prediction, pain.
in the other corner, and I want to go on record as stating he provided his own intro.
I was going to say that. Wanted to thank you for the kind words after you read it.
So let's hear it. Let's give it up for. Gotta find it. All right.
I have it if you need
This
it.
is what Chris wrote. In his corner, hailing from Staten Island, this man stands 6 feet tall and 6 inches long. He's known to the TSD audience as Ghost Pussy because of his ghostly-like ability to make your girlfriend come without being physically present.
What?
He has worked in a number of Tenderloin sketches, scissor reels, and pilots, but still hasn't broken into show business. He holds a master's degree in liberal studies where he was one of 3 students that graduated out of 35 people that were there to program cohort.
In the program cohort.
He also holds a bachelor's degree in sociology, anthropology, with a Dean's List honor in 2000 and 2001.
Wow.
This man has been a TSD listener since the beginning. It's with great pleasure to give you the sexual intellectual, the 13%er panty weight wetter, the Bono resistor that will diddle your sister.
What is going on?
BQ's neighbor that would kill a Tenderloin's hater. The Shaolin Stallion. The chest kicking, it goes on and on.
You told me you're like perfect. He's like perfect. You got to write something from like 1940s style, like boxing.
The secret kicking, but never U2 ass licking Chris Ladondo.
Wow.
There's a lot of sexual bravado in that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think that, that was, what was that dude who was in
Inappropriate,
Saturday Night Fever, Tony Montana?
Right. No, not that Tony Montana Scarface.
Who was the character in Saturday Night Fever?
With pussy finger and shit. He's like, I almost broke my pussy
John
finger.
Travolta's character?
Tony.
That, he took a couple of college courses and he wrote this.
I'll get to you in a second. I'll find it. That is a very strange,
what's with all the sexual,
hypersexual opening.
Well, he told me to write something like make it
I was,
whatever.
I was.
You're like perfect.
Not fucking Match.com profile.
He said that's what kind of profile is that? No.
There's a lot of sexual energy in that.
Well, I don't know. I have no comment.
Is everything all right?
Were you feeling all charged up?
No comment.
You said go. You like it's got to be going strong. I'm coming in balls deep.
Tony Manero.
I was close. What did I say? Tony Montana?
Tony Montana, yeah, you're
You think
pretty
that
close.
they did that on purpose? Tony Manero? Tony
Don't
Montana?
think so.
No. All right.
So here we are for the first ever social justice warrior versus social justice Jeff. I will be
Sunday Jeff Warrior.
I'm sorry, Sunday Jeff Warrior. I will be Jeff's corner man. I will cut him when he needs to be cut.
Cut me,
If you
bro.
can't
Sponge him
see,
down,
I'll sponge him
verbally.
down. Yeah, I'll verbally assault him. I'm like, come on, Rock! And the more liberal guy over here, the
Chris's
fucking
guy.
yeah.
I mean, that's Q's guy.
Let's watch
My
guys get
guy's so
married.
fucking educated, bro. He's already formed his opinions. He's ready to go.
Hey, I had a guy who went all the way to fucking Sweden and never left his room once because he was there for school.
He was disgusted by Sweden's liberal stances.
He couldn't wait to get back to the U.S.
That's right.
All right, so here's some quick fighter instructions. A fair fight we're looking for. No personal attacks. So absolutely no mentioning of ghosts.
Wait, does that include your corner man as well, or corner man's exempt from that?
When you're in this corner, yeah, you're like
Okay.
you got to pretend that the other corner can't hear you. So
Okay.
when you hear the bell, that means we have started. Chris, you get the opening 20 seconds of the first round. Jeff, you'll get the following 20 seconds, and Chris, you will end round one with the final 20 seconds. While the other speaker is fighting, or the other fighter is speaking, you can't talk Sunday, Jeff. And Chris, you have to just allow him to say what he says with no rebuttal until you're given your time.
Sure.
We get a stopwatch. Ready, Chris? Ding ding. Oh wait, I didn't give you the
question.
All right, so here's the topic.
Time's a wasted.
Time. Okay.
I knew this was fixed.
Here's the topic for the listeners at home. I have to give a lot of reading in here. Unless, Brian, you want to read it.
Yeah, I'll
You're
read it.
a better orator than I am.
Thank you. Much like Hitler. Okay.
Okay, guys, ready? So this is for listeners, so they may not have any idea what this news story is. But full, what's it called? For
Disclosure.
full disclosure, I have given both of these guys the topic before we sat down here tonight.
Okay, so I'm going to read this whole thing here.
Yeah, what it says. Okay.
All right. Ahmed Mohammed, a ninth grader at MacArthur High School in Irving, Texas, made headlines after he built a digital clock into a pencil case, complete with circuit boards, a power supply, and everything else a digital clock usually entails, and took it to school to show his teachers. Later that day, Ahmed, who is Muslim, was brought to the principal's office and asked whether he tried to, quote-unquote, make a bomb, was then arrested and led through the halls in handcuffs. The incident was originally reported by the Dallas Morning News. And that's when the internet came out in force to support this young clockmaker, with the general consensus being the boy was just being racially profiled. Most thinking this incident really points out how officials pass judgment based on skin color and religious background before doing any examination of facts. Because now they're supposed to examine fucking potential bombs. The 14-year-old...
What was that?
That's for
that was
Sunday.
that was not in the news story right there.
He's in my corner.
I'm jumping the gun. The 14-year-old high school student gained a whole lot of admirers, including a former Secretary of State, a rocket scientist, and even President Barack Obama himself. Obama shouted out to the young inventor on Twitter, inviting him to stop by the White House with his cool clock. The support didn't end there. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton weighed in on the incident, in which critics say Islamophobia played a major role, telling Ahmed to stay curious and keep building. Following the incident, police determined Mohammed had no malicious intent and was not charged with any crime. On November 23rd, 2015, Ahmed's family threatened to sue the city of Irving and the school district for civil rights violations and physical and mental anguish unless they received a written apology and a compensation of $15 million.
That's it?
According to social analytics, over 1 million people sent out tweets with the supportive hashtag #IStandWithAhmed in less than 24 hours.
Okay, so is that a fair summary of the story, Chris?
Absolutely.
Is that more than fair, I thought?
Yeah, that's fine. That pretty much covers everything.
Jeff, you agree?
Yeah.
Did you hear about this prior? Did you said you sent him the links, or?
I just
No, I didn't say. I
Okay. You've never heard of this before?
I told you the story. Did you not do any? Did you not even look it up?
No. You just showed me the picture. I don't have to look anything up.
He's Muslim. I saw the picture.
That's all I got to say. No, I know about it.
All right.
I know.
We're ready to roll.
I didn't research.
You know what? That's what being Sunday Jeff Warrior is all about.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't fucking need to look it up. I already got it figured out.
Yeah, I already know.
I saw the picture.
Oh, incidentally, if we ever have any questions, I've secured the official Tell 'em Steve Dave Black Muslim Ant on Twitter at Wobzee, Wobzee, WOBZEE. So any questions we have, boom, going right to him.
All right.
And
Nice.
he's the first and last word on it. Well, I'll probably be the
Hopefully
first
he'll
word.
be
He'll
my
be the
first
last
word.
Well, he'll be a word.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Chris, you
Yeah, I'm
ready?
ready. So this is a clear classic case of Islamophobia. Also, you got to look at where this case took place. Texas. Texas is notorious in having the most militia groups and hate groups in the United States. This kid should be embraced. With STEM programs and things, STEM programs and education. All right.
Jeff, step in. Start throwing some haymakers.
First of all, if you're that smart, you shouldn't be building something that looks like a bomb and bringing it into school. You don't need clocks anyways. You got plenty of clocks. There's plenty of clocks all over the fucking walls.
Yeah.
And
We don't need any cool clocks, right?
no, you don't need clocks, especially ones that look like a bomb. And if you're going to invent something that's good for mankind. Then you can see the president.
He's not inventing shit, right?
No.
Why is it
Not
2 on 1?
Go.
It's 2 on 1. Okay. All right. It doesn't look like a bomb. If you look at it, it looks like a clock.
Oh, wait a second.
It looks like a clock.
Obviously, I didn't do my research.
It looks like a clock. All right. The kid tried to impress his teacher, was really excited about it.
Yeah, okay.
It looks like a clock. Where's the explosive to that? It's a friggin' clock. It's a board. It's a chipboard.
Wait, hold on. Let me compare it to.
No. It's a homemade
Brian,
clock.
I'm not sure you're supposed to be weighing in.
What's going on? I got my ass kicked.
You're a cornerman, not a boxer.
All right, that's the end of round one. All right, Sunday Jeff, go into your corner.
Is this wrestling or boxing?
Get into your corner. All right, let's hear from Q.
I'm going to need the ref to step in on this fucking. We essentially got a spectator jumping into the ring,
I got
taking
jumped.
shots at my guy. Listen, you fucking dropped the ball with that bomb comment. We got to find a way to come back.
Stop talking.
It looks like a bomb, dude.
I don't think so.
Oh, no? Which is which, buddy? This is a side-by-side comparison.
Nah.
Q, you got any other?
Oh, it kind of looks
You guys
like a bomb
got to
to me.
let them talk so Alyssa can
Nah,
hear
it's-
what's their game plan for round two.
The kid has totally been, he's Muslim. If that was a white kid that brought that same thing to school, you would never heard the story.
Unless he's like,
Sorry, bro. I want to jump 2-man and let like a jaguar.
If it was a white kid,
Jaguar.
this wouldn't be a story. Kids happens to be
All right,
Muslim
but
American.
when they say to you, well, white kids aren't the ones walking around with bombs strapped to them, blowing people up, what are you going to say to that? You got to have, because they're coming down the pike with that, because anybody with common sense is going to say that.
that's what I'm
Actually, I
saying.
would say there are white kids, fucking bombing
Where?
people, like Timothy McVeigh.
Fucking 15 years ago, we're
Still.
talking about it. Listen to me. You
And the
got
guy was 40.
There's plenty of there's terrorism in it. Well, it's religion. Number one, that's an issue.
I'm your corner man.
Okay.
I'm on your side.
This
What does he
kid,
need? What is he doing good then? Tell him what he's doing good.
Listen, stay the course. You got the facts on your side.
right? I am Santa Claus.
What are the facts?
Yeah, I am Santa Claus. The
You're doing
kid
great.
is a fucking. First of all, the news story ends with it not being a
the most
bomb.
combatant corner I've ever seen. Like, it doesn't like you're supposed to be telling him like you're doing great.
Reminds me of my
Santa
childhood.
Claus.
I'm Santa Claus. All right. So I'm doing good.
You're doing a great
All right.
job.
Let
I was
Jeff
preparing him.
ring the bell.
All right. This corner, go ahead. You guys, Jeff, stay on your side. What are you going over there for?
They said to stay in the corner.
Not literally.
It's not a visual show.
I've been a naughty boy.
That's all following directions.
I know, but you don't have to go over there. But he can tell you what.
Okay.
Go ahead, Bri.
I don't even know that I need to tell him anything. Well, first, what are we
I don't-
doing? What's your argument for your counter argument, Sunday Jeff?
I don't care what race, what creed, what color you are. You brought that anywhere, and there's definitely going to be repercussions.
Right.
I mean, it's
You don't think though, like Chris said, more likely if a Muslim kid brings it
Nah.
in, people are like, whoa.
if that was in the mall right by like a fountain or something, do you think somebody would have called the police on that?
You're saying like a white 15-year-old is holding that in his lap at the mall,
just left by a doorway or something, without even knowing what it was.
Well,
even if somebody was working on it.
It's time for round 2. Go.
I absolutely.
Wait! It's Jeff's turn. He goes first this time.
No.
You went first last time.
Yeah, you did.
So you
relax,
just
relax, kid. Relax, kid.
That was
Relax.
thrown before the bell.
Relax,
I got to take
kid.
points off for that.
Fuck, we got a
TKO.
cornerman running in taking shots. Are you gonna come in?
This is like this is fucking Lou Albano over there coming in and jumping in the ring. And fucking
Got my rubber band on my beard and shit.
All right, get ready, get set.
Yeah, looking at that picture, I don't care what color. Well, I saw the picture, so. If you brought that in anybody's house, or especially in the White House, if you were to bring that in the White House, do you think they would have stopped you at the door?
Would Obama be like, "Hey, cool clock"?
Yeah, exactly.
You're not allowed to talk.
Oh, not?
Cornerman.
Stop. Chris, go.
Okay, I absolutely agree with all the points that you're making, but you have to look at the context of this. It was brought to school for a project. It's a school is think about it as a laboratory.
Got him on the ropes, kid. Keep
It's
going.
It's not for a public display. Yeah, you would be totally right, but no, this was a science project.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm just going to let the clock run out. I go with the facts, not with the knuckle dragging facts.
I don't know if just for disclosure, like if we want to disclose,
like the refs-
are you sure
the
that
refs
was
coming
brought
in
in
now?
for a specific assignment,
Yeah.
or just brought in as like, hey, I built this last night.
I read.
Check me out.
I feel bad because Jeff didn't read about the story prior, but
Why should you feel bad?
well, no, it's
You didn't know that. This is like a prize fighter, not fucking know he's got to
Okay.
fight in a year. He
didn't fucking train.
He didn't train.
Yeah, it was like Rocky fucking around instead of training.
the kid is known to be creative, build everything, fix friggin' laptops.
What accomplished clockmaker.
Yeah, no, he was very creative, very the techie kid.
Keep going. It was a science project. You got it. You got the facts on your
Yeah, it was a science. Yeah.
Don't defend that. Those are the
Look,
facts.
if he was Swiss, I'd say okay. But
dude. Talk to Sunday Jeff.
I rest my case.
All right, Jeff, you got the last 20 seconds. Go.
Looking at that, he could have made it look like something else, like a potato or something. Put some, make a clock look at a potato. Nobody's going to question that.
What's wrong with the old school potato?
What's wrong with a potato? If you can make it charge a potato to run a clock, it'd be great. Then you're a genius.
Right. Now, if somebody brought in something that looked like a gun. I thought
Time. Ding, ding. All right, go back
What
to the corners.
exactly is the cornerman's job? I thought I was supposed to talk him up.
But you're supposed to do it in between, not giving them.
We didn't even have a chance in between the last
I'm
round.
sorry. All right.
All right, so now we're going to go to your corner first.
By round 3 at 4, I'll have it down.
Round 3 is the last round. This is the last time you can help them.
Oh, shit. Okay.
All right, go ahead. Go. Start talking to your fighter. Go.
Okay, Sunday Jeff. Now, if some kid was, he brought in something that looked like potentially a gun and was like, oh, it's not a gun. It's an improvement on something. Yeah, it's a fucking clock, and it was a white kid. It would still be a problem, right?
Sure,
It doesn't matter what, black, white, whatever. It's still going to be a problem. It is not the fact that this kid is Muslim. It's not the fact that he got profiled. The kid brought in something that looked potentially like what people use to fucking blow up other people.
Especially
All
how
right,
things
boom.
are now.
All right. Do you know what? No other, that's it?
You just said, boom, you're done.
Okay.
What else can I
All right,
say?
thank you.
All right, Buck. They're talking nonsense.
Oh, yeah,
You
totally.
got this. Just stay in
Absolutely.
the pocket. Sunday Jeff's on the rope. Now he's going to tell little kids that they have to make potato-based projects for school.
Right, it's 2016 for Christ's sake. Yeah.
I was like, what's wrong with that?
That's how I got straight A's.
Potato clocks in every class.
You got it, pal. Listen, if fucking the United States genius minds were regulated to only using potatoes, we'd be nowhere in this world. There wouldn't be cars. There would be no air conditioning.
Right.
There'd be nothing. Just stay in the pocket. Keep
I'm
going.
there.
Wow, that's a good corner.
Keep going, man. We got to think. This is America. We don't think about potatoes. We think about.
Oh, it's pretty much
Forward
they
thinking.
do big
Forward
thing
thinking.
That's it, buddy. You don't build a future on potatoes.
Right.
Just get in there and keep hammering him. He's on the ropes.
I'm there.
Chris, you're starting off.
Okay.
The final round.
Okay. Final thought.
American
Now, you can
ingenuity.
play it
buddy.
safe, 'cause
American
I-
ingenuity.
You can play it safe and not go outside.
He's the Henry Ford of Muslim clock makers.
I mean, it's
and
a
say, you can play this round safe and just like
let this put the microphone down, just lay it down on the table, and just let the
knock
clock
him
run.
out. Go for the
I think
knockout.
Jeff, though, you need a knockout in this round to win this thing.
He's
Go
got
for the
it.
knockout. Go for the knockout.
You have to throw some haymakers here and open yourself up.
Gotcha.
Chris? This was shit. This didn't go anywhere like I thought it would in my head.
Does it ever?
No, it never does. Go, Chris.
As someone who's experienced terrorism firsthand, almost was killed. Was almost killed by fucking 9/11.
Yeah.
Lost people on 9/11. I was not scared of this little boy's invention.
Oh, after you heard the fucking news story that said it was a clock.
What the fuck? What is this
There we go.
doing?
What balls?
I'm getting jumped.
Go listen to him.
I'm going with the facts. The kid should be hailed as a hero for science, and unfortunately, for ingenuity. Who knows? He could have invented the next whatever, but we lost him. He moved.
He invented a $15 million lawsuit.
He left the
Sunday
country.
Jeff knows more than the president of the United States.
Not at all.
All
Not at all.
right, Chris. Okay. Sunday Jeff.
Everybody stepped on my time. Like, give me two. Give me one sentence.
One sentence?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. We lost this kid to another country now, so we're down. You know.
Did he move?
He did move the cutter.
Good riddance.
He's coming back for his money, though, bro.
Oh yeah. Your tax money, Q.
Sunday Jeff, go.
I also blame the parents because I think being everything heightened security today, that they would allow their son to go to school with such things as what he was making. And it does resemble a lot like a bomb that you would leave someplace, and it's a potential, risk in school. If that bomb would have, if that really was a bomb and if people died,
but
then it wasn't. But what would happen if it was?
He showed it to his fucking
happened to the chairman?
He showed it to his teachers.
Go.
I
showed
mean,
it to his teachers.
yeah, he showed it to his teacher.
wasn't hiding anything.
He made it for his teacher to impress his teacher. If you did your homework, so yeah, I mean, we lost probably a great scientist, and now the Middle East has got it.
Boom, shakalaka, boom.
Great scientist made a clock. Clock's been fucking on.
No, you are not allowed to talk.
No.
You had your chances, and you fucking were talking about potatoes.
That's right.
You went a little deep with the potato technology.
Okay, ding, 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 rounds over, match is over. But I said, if they sent it to Hillary's campaign headquarters, if they sent it to Zuckerberg's
Wait, you were
house,
fucking.
I told
You were
him
coaching him
all weekend.
I said them all. What's the difference?
I never said them all.
But I'm saying if that was to go anybody, if that was anywhere, just left unattended, there would be police officers. There would
Jeff,
be
you're
bomb squads.
100% correct
I said he has
with that.
a daughter that goes to school. Would he not want the people that...
If you were
Attend
teaching a
his
class
daughter's
and you
school.
saw that fucking
And
thing
if that
and you
had-
opened it up in front of you, what would
Yeah,
you say?
professor.
You'd be the first one out the window.
Chris, you don't have to say anything, buddy.
I don't have to say anything, but yeah, I'm just gonna shut up.
What point do I step in? Am I done?
Well, now you could now,
Coach him a little?
hug him.
Are we
and
done?
build
Wait,
him up.
how long is this?
match is
I thought
over.
we're
It's
over.
But now you can tell most cornermen don't. They say, "Hey, man, you did good, and you got this," and they build
Okay.
them up even after it's over.
Okay. Sunday Jeff, you did good. You know what, Sunday Jeff, you're in the right. I'll tell you why. Because we are constantly bombarded with the duality of if you see something, say something. But then when you say something, oh, well, you're a fucking racist asshole.
Defending me.
Right, yeah. And you're exactly right. And anybody who, if that thing wasn't examined and it wasn't like, well, this could potentially be dangerous, and it fucking went off, then everybody would be up in arms. Oh, why the fuck wasn't this checked out?
Yeah, but they did examine it.
Hold on 1 second.
They did examine it. They still
They
hospital
fucking knew it. Everybody in
they
the school
didn't know.
knew exactly what it fucking was. He said, look at this clock that I made. 2 different teachers said, look at this
So
clock
if the
that I
fucking
made.
guy in
The
San
principal told him
Bernardino went in there and he was like, hey, everybody, look at this Christmas clock I made. Then what?
They already
Oh,
inspected it, though. They
that's
inspected
even
it. more.
more out there than the potato theory.
They inspected it
Trying
twice.
anything. Grasping at straws.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. You know what?
It's not tough.
No, it is tough because if they did it to a white kid, it would probably hardly even be a story. It's a fact.
It wouldn't. I don't think the kid. But let's be fair.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the white kid would have got arrested.
No,
Why did
out in handcuffs?
why
I
did
think he
they
should have
arrest
been
him?
arrested.
But
That-
did the
I
bomb
agree with
squad
that.
examine it and know
Yeah.
it wasn't a bomb?
Yeah.
Prior to arresting him.
Oh, that I don't know.
No, they shouldn't have
That's
just
pretty
arrested
big.
him. I mean, they
That's-
should have
that's pretty
detained him
big.
first and then let the bomb call. Let them just look at it and
Why
then
did
That's
they
probably
do
what the
it?
protocol was.
Well, just
If it
bring
was
him
a
down to
bomb,
the-
it would have blown up.
No.
You don't know.
Not
You don't know if it
necessarily.
was set. You don't know if he armed it. You don't know what was going on.
I think they should have sent him to Guantanamo Bay Junior High. I mean, better safe than sorry,
Exactly.
right?
Better say yes.
if one-
They are sorry now.
Well, yeah, they're going to be $15 million.
tune of
Sorry,
15.
Who gives a fuck? We live in a country where, like,
And hence why you pay taxes.
You
I
find
know.
out that, like, they paid fucking $800,000 for a toilet seat. The whole country's getting ripped off by these fucking private
Because you're flooding the court
contractors,
systems
right?
with bullshit.
Right?
Contracts,
So,
yeah.
so
And
what's
who pays
fucking
for it?
15 million? Give it to the kid. You know what? Give it to the kid, and he can fucking invent like a fucking million potato clocks.
So go to TESDtown.com. You're going to have a choice to vote for
I don't even know who I'd vote for.
Chris or Sunday Jeff to see who actually won the Extreme SJW game.
So it's not possible that I won.
I mean, I would. If everybody-
I was fighting ninjas in that ring.
if you're being unbiased,
Yeah.
I felt that you definitely didn't follow the protocol of the corner man in a boxing match.
Yeah.
You jumped in and
I wasn't really. I wasn't familiar
that's
with.
called passion, though, and you
Yeah.
can never be penalized for passion. Some say, unless it's a passion killing.
Yeah. Then you get in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, you can't get penalized. Woo.
Wow.
That was horrible, though. Ooh.
All right.
You don't
well,
think it
this
was
next
good?
one is going to be great, right?
Yeah, it was a little all over the place. You got to tighten that up. That was really loosey goosey.
Well, now I know what a corner man is supposed to do and when he's supposed to shut up. So now I'll do like this next one.
I was going to do a global warming, but then Chris, you told me Sunday Jeff told me he believes in global warming. So
Okay.
I couldn't
Right.
I couldn't have him go
Are we
out
doing
there.
another one? We're not doing
You
another one.
liberal fag.
Why do you believe in global warming?
Science.
It's 72 degrees out fucking on Christmas Eve. What do you... I mean,
Right,
it's-
but why? But all right. Why do you believe in man-made global warming?
Because of the population now that's in the world.
What, sweaty fucks?
No, just every car's full.
Look at this communist over here.
Whoa!
The destruction of
Why didn't you show
chemicals.
some of that passion when you were in the ring with Chris?
Should have called him a fool.
I don't give a shit about a kid building a fucking clock. I live on the planet, so I
was
care
clear.
about what's going on.
We're trying to win over here, buddy.
Yeah, but like,
Can't grow potatoes with bad fucking soil.
but okay, I'll tell you this then, right there. Ice Age, it came, it thawed out.
Right.
There was no cars back then. So why do you believe we're so fucking self-important that we believe that we
Because
can
it's
affect
a
the
known
fucking
fact.
climate?
We've affected the ozone layer in this.
It's not a known fact.
Oh, yes, it is.
Well, the ozone layer is
Yeah.
not fact.
Ozone layer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Walt, well,
Aerosol cans?
99% of scientists say that's the case. Now,
Look
God
at the
for-
polar
now,
caps. They're almost
listen,
fucking all
it-
gone.
Right,
If
but
you- wait,
but
let me-
you believe that I believe there's global warming, but I don't believe man can affect it or stop it.
It's a combination of both. Yeah, the Earth
We've helped it
naturally
along.
does.
Let's put it
yeah,
that way.
We accelerated it. We
accelerated with what?
Carbon
Cars?
dioxide,
CO2.
industry,
So what should we do?
CO2,
Go back to the
hydrocarbons.
fucking- Go back to no cars, go horse and carriage?
We can
Potato
go,
clocks.
You can go. We've had solar
Oh, we
energy,
should pay those
electric energy for
carbon
years.
we got to pay another fucking fee now because we use too much fucking energy.
I'm sorry, don't you drive a fucking Prius?
yeah.
Okay.
And
Do you know
wasn't-
why you
I
drive-
love
do you
your.
know why-
do
I
I-
love your passion.
But wasn't your home a victim of climate change?
What the Sandy?
Yeah,
Well, I
that's a
believe that
supercharged
Sandy-
storm, man.
That Sandy was caused by my fellow man.
Yes, do you believe that?
Do you believe that?
I believe we contributed to it. Absolutely.
Sea
was
level's
it?
definitely
It wasn't
higher now
a
than
worse.
it's ever
Was
been.
it a worse
Absolutely.
storm?
I mean, you
because
guys
of
grew up
global
in
warming?
the highlands, so it flooded every time it rained, basically,
But
right?
throughout Earth's history, there's been cold spells,
Yes.
and extreme warm spells.
Sure.
Right?
Yes.
Well, wait, Walt, are you saying that? Are you denying that humans have affected the environment?
Yeah,
Wow.
Really?
yeah.
Why are you not in the corner?
But
I don't
everybody
believe that. I
agrees.
don't believe that we can make that kind of significant.
I think the Teflon's back and nobody likes Walt again.
Wait, is this really something that people are passionate
How
about?
many
I don't think
cars?
it's not
Like
anymore,
the
right?
population.
Not anymore.
Look at the population from like the 70s to what it is now. It's like tripled. There's so many more people in the fucking world. There's so many more cars on the road now. There's so much industrial
Yeah,
stuff.
but they
that's
shut
being
down.
done.
Didn't they just shut down Beijing for like 2 days? Cause
Yeah,
of
I think that the
Look at California.
the pollutants are coming from countries that don't have nearly the safeguards in place that we do, right?
We do now.
I mean, and have for quite a while. Like
China is an issue.
China's huge, like a coal burning country, right?
What's their population? Don't
Billions.
they,
60
they're
billion.
like the number one population in the world.
Breed
I think.
and breed.
What's the
and
what,
breed.
and fucking.
What are
the
you
girls are
scared
so
of?
hot.
Though?
How could you not?
Damn, they wear those
There's nothing you can do.
The Earth is going to become inhabitable in like 50 years.
Girl.
In 50
Shark
years,
you.
it'll be
Maybe.
Talking about
I
shark.
don't think it'll
Maybe
be in our
not.
lifetime.
face paint.
Maybe the last
Kabuki
years of
girl.
our lives, maybe we live to
fuck
be,
you.
100 years old,
Wait,
may
wrong
not be so
culture.
comfortable.
Let me put it
And we
this
live
way.
on this. We live on a coast. I live on an
All
island.
these once every 100-year storms have been happening a lot more frequently than they ever have. They're like every other year now. There's
Marky
something.
Mark's making more movies than ever about storms of the century.
So you believe in the next 50 years it may be possible that Earth may be uninhabitable?
Well,
didn't say
uncomfortable. Well, uncomfortable.
Not for us,
comfy
though.
right now. I got to walk
isn't it
out
amazing?
And shorts on fucking Christmas.
But you see, yeah, that's great. The short-term effects of that is awesome, but the long-term effects that has a major problem.
I've read that that's not
We'll
really
just
like
have
when
to-
people are like, "Oh, global warming," like that, like it being warm out now, really is not.
Well,
it has nothing to do with
but
global warming.
November, I heard the other day, November of this year was the warmest month on Earth's history recorded.
Okay, and what
Fucking
are you
sweet.
scared of, really? Though, what is this?
Ghosts.
Becoming a ghost. Had to get it in.
All right, so so we're not doing global warming. Did you have another one?
Oh, I don't have. No, that was it.
Oh, that was it? That was
I
it?
thought that was going to take it.
That was
I thought
good.
you were going to have more to talk about other than just the game tonight. How long was this episode?
So far, like an
Dead air.
hour and with dead air, say an hour and 3 minutes.
I have this because I got heard from Get 'em.
You heard from him, huh?
Yes, for the Tooth Fund because we've been sporadically selling the things for Get 'em's teeth.
There was a debate prior to the mics going hot, as they say,
I was
as
incensed.
to whether Quinn was convinced that Gidim has been spending his tooth fund on ribs.
I was told. I was told that Gidim was spending money on ribs.
I mentioned it passingly
Like the
as a
barbecue
joke.
sauce from his mouth as we speak.
I just said I wouldn't be. You said we've had to have raised a lot of money. Well, your items have to have raised a lot of money for Gidim's Tooth Fund.
Yeah.
And I said, well, it's been so long. I said, I mean, I got to imagine by now that he's probably spent the money that was to go towards his teeth.
Right.
And you got pretty upset by that.
The notion of him spending that money on ribs was very upsetting.
And I maintained if he had to dip into it, it would have been for like necessities like gas and maybe food.
Star Wars.
That still wouldn't have made me happy.
No, that was just a theory.
Okay, well, the theory, I text Gidim, and I said to him, yo, I said, did you spend that tooth fund money? Walt says you did. And he said, no, it's all still in my PayPal account. I said, great, I have more stuff for you then this week. So, we're still chugging along.
Still, this is a good item right here. I'm surprised you're giving this up.
This is a very rare item.
I mean, this comes right out of Motherland Russia, right?
Yeah, True TV only made a certain amount of these. This is for the True and Practical Jokers fan. It's
Where would a fan been able to get something like this?
I don't even know.
Russia.
It's a Impractical Jokers nesting dolls. Where you open
It's amazing.
you open the big one, and inside with Gatto on it, you open then there's Murray, then you open Murray, and then there's me, and then you open me, and Sal's in there, and then I think inside Sal is a cat or
It's a
ferret.
weasel
It's a weasel.
or a ferret. Maybe it's a ferret.
Okay, so
Yeah, ferret would make sense.
they're pretty rare.
How many would you say there are in the world?
Left today after global warming, 20.
People have been burning them up in China, using them to fucking stoke their furnaces.
So we're gonna put this on.
Let me take a look at that.
All right.
We're gonna put Gidim's gonna put that up.
This is weird, man. This is a great product.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I'm gonna sign mine.
Awesome. So we're gonna put that under
Yeah.
Gidim. We need to type in eBay. You're gonna go to Impractical Jokers nesting egg Gidim's teeth.
Can I destroy this?
No, it's a Christmas present.
I can't take the pen.
Yeah, you take the pen.
We're done
I
with
wouldn't
that.
consider that destroying it.
Well, if you had said yes, I would have just.
Oh, it's definitely a ferret.
All right, so I'm signing mine.
We're done with that. the get 'em teeth thing?
Well, where do they go? Well,
they have to go on eBay and they have to search Impractical Jokers nesting egg get 'em teeth.
Okay. Sweet. There you go. Now we're done.
Sign the
with
box too on your face.
Okay, got it.
No, well, I wanted to ask, as long as we have a social justice warrior here, I mean, I would like to ask this question. Because people, as much as people are like, fucking tired of hearing you bitch about fucking politically correct shit on Tell 'em Steve Dave, people constantly tweet stuff that I think they know will rile me up.
That's what they're doing. They're doing to piss you off.
Like, I'm going to get them fucking
Yeah.
all mad.
Yeah, well, you're successful. I want to ask the social justice warrior this, because this seemed to me to be one of those situations where I'm like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Like, this is just crazy. There's a website, some feminist website. I don't know what it is, but there's an article. It's a fairly long article about how they will no longer be using the phrase trigger warnings. Did you see that?
No.
They will not be using trigger warnings because it could possibly trigger trauma in people who have been subject to gun violence. It makes them think of the trigger of a gun. So from there on in, they will use content warning. Okay. Now, SJW, is this I'll ask you too, Sunday Jeff. Is this going too far in terms of semantics and, say, bullshit?
I don't know. I think if you're a victim of something, it's not. I can't comment on that. I can't. I don't know what it's like to be a victim of whatever. In that case,
of gun violence.
Of gun violence. So or something like that. It may. I know after 9/11, there were certain things that triggered me, from getting like an anxiety attack.
Oh yeah,
for
I'm sure you heard
like
noises or something,
like loud noises,
buildings collapsing.
fucking like buildings, like alarms going off or fire alarms going off. I was already looking for exits. A fucking plane flying overhead for a long time.
Really?
Oh yeah, it affected me for a while, and then eventually it went away, but not for everyone.
Mm-hmm. Now you'll agree. I'm extraordinarily manly. Now, I was the victim of gun violence. Q, as you will, you'll back me up.
Okay.
Since you were on the fucking phone with me as I got carjacked at gunpoint.
I didn't
know I got carjacked?
I never heard the story.
Like 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, I valiantly gave them my ATM card.
It's a good thing you're man up,
hope for the best.
No, he jumped out of the car against their wishes. It was
Yeah.
good.
They told me to get back in. I said, fuck you. So,
Take my money.
So
I gotta get my wallet out. I gotta get out of the car.
So honestly, until I read this article, I had never put that together. Trigger warning and trigger, thinking like somebody's like, oh, trigger warning. I'm like, holy shit, that reminds me of the time that fucking
You got over it.
I got carjacked by George and Holmes.
It's probably because you got over it.
I was over by the next day.
Really?
We were joking around about it at breakfast.
Well, is it that thing, Chris, where we're pandering to the weakest links among us?
I mean, that has to be like anybody who's like, I really wish you wouldn't use the word trigger warning because it reminds me of the trigger of a gun.
Yeah.
And that reminds me of the time that I saw something on TV where somebody got shot.
Yeah, but let me take. But if there is someone out there,
okay,
Brian, who gets freaked out or rattled by that, what's the harm in changing it to content warning?
Because say
because it doesn't affect the strong at all.
Of course not.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like the whole content, like it's not for you. It doesn't affect you. It just barely annoys you.
Let's say
but for one of the weak, it really protects them.
How are they ever going to get strong?
They're not. They're never going to.
How are they going to get strong like me is what I'm wondering.
I think the thing is that they're never going to get strong.
But to do that, isn't it just like, let's say like, okay, so now it's content warning. Now let's say I was watching a movie, right? Mm-hmm. And in the beginning of the movie had something like, it said content warning.
Well, they do.
And
rated R.
And at the same time, Edgar was diddling my butthole. Yeah. Now I see content warning. I'm like, holy shit. Now I'm flashing back.
Yeah.
You got to change content warning. This is crazy. Content warning. This should not be allowed. I'm weak.
Agreed. We agree.
I'm not as strong as this next guy.
They've had that rating. I don't know, dude. Maybe the problem is your butthole's getting diddled.
Well, not still.
Really? That was Christmas.
Not that I'm aware of. Yeah. But I saw that, and I mean, it didn't make me mad, but it did make me think, like, my God, like the number of things that people like. Just shit that would never. It's just shit that wouldn't occur to me. It's like it would never occur to me. And this is not me complaining about PC stuff. It just wouldn't occur to me to be like, oh, we better change this. We better change that phrasing. Now, as a fucking victim, I was kidnapped.
Right.
I'm a kidnap. I'm like the Lindbergh baby.
Yeah. Except they found you.
They found me. Thank God. Running down the street. I don't know. I just don't get it. I wonder if prior to that, anyone who had been subjected to gun violence was like, it'd be better if you didn't say trigger warning. Or is this just somebody's idea of, hey, you know what? That might affect people. So let's do this.
Who knows, dude? I think that the thing to take from it is shrug. Because if there's someone out there that is traumatized by the word trigger,
right?
Maybe feel compassion in your heart for him.
And say, don't watch the old Roy Rogers show.
Just be like,
that's what I think of a horse.
Yeah, just be like, hey, you know what? There is some poor bastard out there who the word trigger is going to send them into tears.
What do you think, Joe?
What are you going to do?
If you were, that's a good thing to go around just to say trigger. What's the first thing in your mind? No, Lone Ranger horse or whatever. Just
you don't think gun?
No, not what he just said. I would have thought
word
the
association?
Horse. Trigger horse. Trigger's the name of a horse.
Horse.
Lone Ranger.
Lone Ranger.
Spree killer.
Get him. Yeah. Mass murder. Horse, get him. But everybody hears things different ways. And
we were on a roll, man. We were really on a roll, and we were ready to end 2015 at a bang.
You don't think we did?
Well,
I don't know. Well,
bang might be a trigger word too, right?
Bang, the gun with the flag that comes out. That's what comes to my mind.
Bang, I think of fucking getting carjacked. Bang, Quinn's like fucking, hey, motherfucker. I bang him.
When I hear the word bang, I think you. I don't think of a gun bang.
No. You think of the fucking poem you're going to get later on. You're more manly than me, motherfucker.
Oh.
Wow.
We can't even lop it out. My plan was to like do it in the beginning so we could cut it out, or do it at the end so we can cut it out.
This is like a fucking, like a bottle rocket that somebody lights and everyone's just waiting for it to go off, and then it's just like, I guess it's not going off.
All right, so go vote at tsdtown.com. And Chris, you were concerned. You felt that it would not be a fair process having listeners go.
Well,
vote,
apparently
right?
not. You said you were coaching him a week before.
No, but you were actually, I think, worried more about the listeners not giving you a fair shake.
Well,
right?
we're all fans of Sunday Jeff, including myself.
Well, thankfully, he brought nothing to the table, so you're looking good.
But we'll announce the winner of Extreme SJW. I don't know, maybe next week, maybe not.
See how it goes.
Well, no one said tell him, Steve Dave.
Yeah, fuck it, then.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Chris?
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Happy New Year.
Trigger.
What are you doing for New Year's?
I'm doing nothing.
Really? Staying in
alone.
By yourself?
Spent Christmas alone. Spent New Year's alone. Super excited.
It just reminds, you know what? Social justice warrior, answer me this. Happy New Year. What's the cutoff?
Oh,
I can't fucking stand it when it's like the third week in January. And be like, Happy New Year.
I'm with you. Or people say Merry Christmas the third week in fucking January. You ever get that?
That's it.
One last thing before we go. What keeps a social justice warrior like yourself up at night before you go to sleep at night? What's the last thing you're worried about?
Do you even really
that weird looking clock on his bedside table?
Yeah. Where'd that clock go?
We should get a potato clock.
Get hungry, make French fries.
I might be able to sleep at night.
Get a potato head, that's all.
Well, really, what keeps the social justice warrior up at night?
The fact that I spent this many years in college to use this degree on this episode. Dean's List, fucking.
What keeps Sunday Jeff Warrior up? Your last thing before you go to sleep. What's that one thing you're like? Oh, you want to think about that? It's too horrible to think about.
Work the next day.
If it's Saturday.
Q, what about you? I always say your W-4, right?
Higher tax bracket.
No.
It's coming up soon. What, January 31st? April 15th? April 15th.
My tax is already done.
Oh, we got next year, too.
I fucking finish that shit up early so I could start trying to live with myself again. I think it's my own. I don't really, the world, I think comes a thing by not having children that nobody else at this table has, where I just don't give a fuck what happens.
Right.
Because the world could go to hell, and I'm pretty much
But you have loved ones.
That's out of your hands.
I have loved ones too, but it's like I can't concern myself too much with their futures.
What kind of world do you want to leave to your daughter?
I guess a world where she can, live to the best of her abilities.
I think is that not a world we live in right now?
Yeah, but
That kind of puts the onus on her.
yeah, like I can't help you. I work in higher education. I don't make money, so you're on your own. I guess hopefully we figure out this whole terrorism thing goes away.
How old are you?
38.
Do you? Because this is interesting because I find myself getting more and more disconnected, and I think the slide into middle age for me.
It's like all of a sudden he's coming to life.
Yeah.
When he's talking about disconnecting and
I kind of like it. Like I'm in this place in my point in life where it's like I'm halfway to dead. You got to figure my main contributions or abilities to contribute to society are pretty much over.
No way.
Nobody's expecting much from me.
They're expecting now more than ever. You're IJ.
The world is I'm a clown, man.
You got nesting dolls,
I'm a
baby.
clown.
The world needs clowns.
But that's fine. That's not a lot of pressure.
But there's a lot of pressure on you as don't you have a movie?
Well, we're working on doing the IJ movie, yeah, but it's
that comes with a lot more pressures than you had.
What say you episodes I'm waiting for?
What happens if it flops? Who gives a shit? It doesn't affect the world at large.
It won't flop.
Well, your world.
My world.
His
but
world,
that's what I'm saying. Like this is what I'm talking about. Like I can only concern myself with myself.
You don't have to worry about like the ramifications if it fails on like your kids.
He's like, I'm not worrying about Ladondo's kid.
I don't really have to worry about the environment, though I do recycle. I don't have to worry about all these social issues because like they don't really affect me. Like nothing, and I have no impact on them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I've sort of.
You could do a couple PSAs, right?
Nobody would listen. But who's going to listen to me? Nobody's going to listen to me. Nobody even gives a shit.
People listen to you.
How many people you got following you?
Yeah, but the point is, if I don't do anything, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Should there be a trigger warning at the beginning of Disney's Robin Hood? Okay. Since Prince John is always collecting taxes. For those who don't like that kind of shit.
What made you think of that?
I don't know.
All right, you're the same age as me and you have a kid, so you don't really have that, right? Like you have to worry about the world you're leaving behind. And
I'm fucking worried. I worry about everything.
Isn't it like it's their problem? Like I'll be dead. Fuck it.
Are you an over worrier? I am.
Yes.
Yeah, do you overthink?
Yes.
They say it's a form of depression. I say fucking they're wrong, and I'm not depressed.
I think it's a form of OCD, not.
Is it OCD?
Anxiety too. Though.
Yeah. Yeah, I have anxiety. Definitely.
That's definitely anxiety.
I worry. Yeah.
I mean, if you don't, you'd have to be like.
I wish I had
be Ming.
I wish I had what my family would call a clear head, like not have to worry or just like example. Got a summons the other day, a parking ticket, right? Paid it online. But before it was actually entered into the system, got a receipt in my email. I'm worried I'm going to find a boot on my car because it might be some kind of system error that it didn't match up to the fucking to the ticket.
I wouldn't worry about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Shit like that because I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Just drive with the boot on, like Homer, right?
Yeah, I'm a worrier.
You a worrier, Sunday Jeff? You don't strike me as a worrier.
I mean, when you have children, though, you have to worry. I mean, I worry more about my daughters, going to school and doing well in school rather than, my own personal dealings. I'm more concerned about what's going on in her life now. Like if I was single though, I'd be just like you. I mean, I would have that attitude towards it. Exactly. Because you don't have that responsibility where now, you have a responsibility, as far as with your child, and there's other things that you're committed to do.
I remember you were real nervous before one of the first live shows we ever did, and I asked you if you wanted a Xanax, and his reaction was like I was Hitler saying to Ava Braun, like, "Hey, you want one of these pills?" As if it were anything but like, "It'll just chill you out."
I'll compromise my straight edge. I've got it going on now for about.
I know you should have an X tattooed on your head, dude. You're a straight edge motherfucker.
All right.
Yeah, fucking tell him, Steve Dave. Fucking
have a good one.
Yeah, have a great New Year. Well, what are
you doing Sunday, Jeff?
Waste of a holiday.
Oh, you're a baby New Year, right? It's your birthday, right?
Happy birthday, December 31st.
Hey, did you watch Wizard of Oz on Christmas?
No, I watched Christmas Story. I saw Wizard of Oz the night before.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, New Year's Eve. I mean, New Year's Day is your birthday?
New Year's Eve.
Baby New Year. Were you not like right at the stroke of midnight so you didn't get a bunch of free shit?
No, I was actually born early in the morning. I was at like 5 or 6 in the morning.
Disappointment.
It's all right. Well, disappointing. Ruin their night. No drinking tonight.
Birth of a son would be the opposite of
that'd be a lot to celebrate.
Well, if he came 5 hours sooner, he could have gotten like all
first
that cool
son.
shit for
I don't
free.
think I don't think it was really.
It's just that.
style.
I mean, personally, it's just like. Well, I mean, you look at it two ways. It's like a lot of people don't even remember your birthday that day because, like, my parents would always. No, what I'm saying, I always would like. As I was getting older, like. My parents would always go out, and it's my birthday, and I would just stay home. I'd have to like babysit everybody else until I got to a certain age. Like I couldn't even enjoy my own birthday. Because,
38. I'm going out.
No, not that. But it's and then you look at it as like, well, everybody celebrates your birthday. It's New Year's Eve. So
how many brothers and sisters do you have?
One brother, one sister.
Okay. Huh.
But it's I like birthday. It doesn't even affect me.
I had no idea. It's such a traumatizing upbringing.
That's not nowhere near like me. No, but my upbringing was fine. It's just that you weren't really able to do anything until you got to a certain age.
But what have you? What is your most wildest New Year's Eve birthday celebration?
My best New Year's Eve was probably when I got to go see Kiss on New Year's Eve at the.
Those assholes.
Yeah.
No. My aunt actually bought me front row tickets to go see Kiss, and I took my wife, and that was probably about the best New Year's Eve. I mean,
when was that?
2000. I think it was the Millennium concert.
Millennium. Wow.
So 15 years ago. Do you think it'll ever get better than that, or that's probably it?
Well, no, it's different though. I spend my time with my daughter or something on New Year's Eve. A lot of
She
times.
up at midnight?
No, half the family don't make it to midnight. Sometimes I don't even make it to midnight. I'll fall asleep on the couch.
You miss out on Ryan Seacrest.
How many times can you watch a ball fucking drop?
Or fucking Kathy Griffin make inappropriate remarks?
Yeah, it's you've seen enough of them. How old are you? How many balls you need to see drop?
Hey, man. We're in our late 40s. We see them drop every day.
That's right.
Yeah!
Tell him, Steve Dave.
Time there's something staring back at me, and so I want to see a UFO this Christmas. Please Santa, make my Christmas wish come true. When you're up there in the clouds, making time and laughing loud, and the spaceships come a calling, send them flying back to me. Oh, 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 this Christmas. Oh, 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 oh. I shrugged it off and kept to work, 'cause I knew that come December I'd see the truth above the earth. Now Santa Claus, I'm sure you're bound to secrecy, 'cause there's things out there that some folks couldn't bear to see. But I can't keep it secret
This has been a production of Smodco Internet Radio. Sir, only at smodcast.com.